Well, you're listening to Relax Radio. I'm Sam, and the program today is Vibe, where I'll be talking about the pop culture and a bit of travel. So, straight away, we'll get into the story where we are focusing about Chris Teigen. So, Chrissy is someone who's being very in social media. She's always in social media talking about her experiences, what she's doing, like these days. And the story we are focusing on is where she's bullying multiple celebrities, just like Lindsay Lohan and Courtney. So Chrissy is Jones' wife, and as we all know, she is a fan. She's been everyone's fan, and also so the spotlight for a while for targeting kids and different celebrities by bullying them online. She aimed at Snowden, Lindsay Lohan, and many more celebrities. She even told a 16-year-old that she should actually commit suicide, which is really bad. Like, if she's not in a correct mindset, someone might actually make a bad decision. And also, fashion designer Michael Costello said for the past 7 years, he's been lived in trauma, and he's been going through a lot of traumatizing emotions. And he also wrote on Instagram that he wanted to kill himself, and he's still traumatized and depressed, and he's constantly thinking about suicide. So after everything accepting that she made a mistake, she did type an entire lengthy blog on how sorry she feels, and she admits being a troll and a terrible person on this blog. And people are saying that even after she mentioned this, people are targeting her, saying she should have thought about it before even she started to you know write about this particular blog. And the celebrities, such as someone who has a huge fan base, targeting celebrities with these kind of bullying is actually terribly wrong. And telling a 16-year-old go to sleep forever could have had an impact on her. And also, I mean, we should be glad that she actually felt sorry for what she did. And it's always wrong. Cyberbullying is always wrong, because it might lead people to take life and to do different things that might affect their families and so much more. And also, moving on to another story, Margaret Robbie says she's taking a break from the internet. And she's someone that all of the fans are following, because with her acting, because of the talent she has. She leaves her Instagram, which made a lot of fans very upset, because you know she has a ton of followers. And the 30-year-old posted a picture of herself saying that she will be taking a break, but if the fans are interested, they could definitely visit the Chaplin Entertainment to see what they're up to, because constantly they keep on going live. Also, the fans are interested, they could visit the page. And also, on Insta, she says that she doesn't really share a lot of private life, so therefore you can always go back to the channels to see what they're up to. And with that, we'll be going for a quick break, and I'll be right back with you.
Again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Oh, I haven't rejected your son.
I want to talk about, how the generation gap, has how much it's changed, especially when you check the youth nowadays in comparison, to people back in the day.
I'd say when I was younger, it was more disciplined. Not now.
In comparison to now.
Not at all. Not now. The way things are nowadays, the younger generation, you seem that they can't accept the word no, if that makes sense.
They can't accept rejection, essentially, is all you're trying to say.
Yeah, they can't accept the word no. So if you how did I do? Or you didn't do very well, and they get upset. And when I was a youngster, my father used to say to me, because I used to be sport mad when I was very young. Well, I still am sport mad, but like participating in different sports. And if I had a bad game, for example, I'd say to me, you had one to forget.
That's it. Your dad sounds like a smart guy. I mean, yeah, that's the real fact of the matter, yeah.
He'd say to me, you had one to forget. Get over it. And that was it. So I had to dust myself down and do it again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. An inquest. I mean, why did you reject my son? Well, I haven't rejected your son. I've just, or daughter, I've just told them that they need to buck their ideas up.
That's the truth right there. I mean, if you think about it, if you check the generations, like right now in the US as well, I've seen a lot of these things as well in the UK. You know, you get medals for participation. But what's the point? What are you trying to? Yeah, what's the point? Either you win or you lose. People are so afraid to put that whole notion of losing. You know, when it comes to right now, the generation gap is just crazy. You know how much. A lot has changed. Social media has taken control of our lives, and we don't even realize it anymore. We're crippled because of it.
That's absolutely right, Nick. Because, as you said, you know, nowadays it seems that you get rewarded for failure. You know, for the life of me, Nick, I can't get my head around that. Perhaps I'm just getting old and morbid. I don't know. I just can't get my head around how you could be rewarded for failure.
So much more. So, Kate Middleton is a character that everyone is interested on, and the topic I will be talking about is something that all of us experience. If you're a mother, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, because even when we go on holidays, right, and our parents constantly keep on taking pictures, where we have to tell our parents, please stop taking pictures, right? So this is a same experience that Kate Middleton is going through, which did hit the spotlight because the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, is a wonderful photographer, and it seems even though that she loves taking their kids pictures, the kids are not on the same page, because the kids seem to be getting annoyed where their mother keeps on taking pictures, and it doesn't matter who's behind the camera, even if it is a duchess. So she expressed about this emotions or whatever she's going through in a phone call with Cece Edwards. And while these two particular women just met over a phone call, they were just constantly speaking. Edward and Middleton could relate as mothers, particularly when it comes to taking pictures of their kids, because Edwards did tell Middleton that, you know, even when she's taking pictures of the family, the kids aren't really happy about it. And even Middleton agreed, saying, you know, it's just like me. Like, even though I'm someone like the entire country has eyes on, like, I'm going through the same thing, I'm also just a mother. And I do take a lot of pictures of the family. And, you know, the kids are constantly saying, mommy, please stop taking pictures. And that's not just it. Even Kate Middleton seemed to be, you know, she's someone who's having a particular lifestyle just like us, because she has slipped calling Prince Charles grandpa, because that seems to be his nickname. A lip reader has informed that the Duchess of Cambridge made the comment while greeting her father-in-law at a G7 reception in Cornwall, England, for the Eden Project. They attended the event with Queen Elizabeth, Kate's husband Prince William, and Charles' wife Camelia Parker. She has said, "Hello, Grandpa. How are you?" And Kate said this when Charles turned around just to greet the grand kids. And also this weekend, which included the G7 summit events and the Queen's trooping the color parade in celebration of her 95th birthday, provided some much needed excitement for the royal family, because, as you know, they went through a lot in 2021, because they lost Prince Philip in April. And not only that, just like us, the Queen also loves his pets. So Queen unfortunately lost one of her puppies in May, and her loving husband in April, which is pretty much, a sad story for a family to go through. And they have also been on the outs with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who kept on making headlines because they kept on going live on different shows saying why they had to leave the royal family, how they were treated very poorly from the royal family. And I mean, however, the Queen seemed to be in high spirits throughout the weekend event. So it's something which is very important. Even though as a family you're going through a lot, you always need to make sure how you could get back in track with, because there's a country who's looking at you, who's constantly looking at your decisions you're making, and so you always need to stand up for them. So that's about Kate Middleton and the royal family. So just stay with me. This is Vibe you're listening to, and I'm Sam, and you can also get interacted with us, on social media. You can go on our Facebook, comment whatever you want to say, and also if you want me to speak about something, or if you have any questions for me, make sure you comment below and also contact us. So till then, just hold up. This is Relax Radio.
And it gives them something to look at, and it makes them laugh. It makes them laugh. So that's why I do it.
Oh, and it could be a really good pickup line as well. Ladies who ask, "Hey, excuse me, so why are you wearing something so colorful?" I mean, hey, you can always have something up on your sleeve. I mean, got me thinking. You want to stand out. Why do you want to stand out though so much, especially with these kind of shirts when you're riding? There must be a purpose behind it, right?
Well, when you say a purpose, Nick, what I do, I wear the shirts, mainly one because they're nice and bright. So they make me visible, especially if I'm riding on the road.
Okay. I mean, that's very important, right? Because you want cars, yeah.
Very important. And also, like, people see me in, like, calves, and perhaps I shouldn't be saying this on here, I suppose, but in the bar afterwards.
All right.
And it gives them something to look at, and it makes them laugh. It makes them laugh, so that's why I do it.
Oh, and it could be a really good pickup line as well. Ladies who ask, "Hey, excuse me, so why are you wearing something so colorful?" I mean, hey, you can always have something up on your sleeve. I mean, you look like a guy who would do.
You know me too well. You know me too well, Nick.
You're back with me on Relax Radio. You're listening to The Vibe with Sam. And today we focused on multiple things about Kate Middleton, the royal family, and also a bit of gossip is also coming up. So with that, we will be moving. Since we mentioned Cornwall, so we will be focusing on another topic where we are focusing on Cornwall. So another topic we are focusing on is the fifth nation that the Britons have forgotten. So when I say that, I'm sure nothing actually clicks into your mind. But if I tell you that we will be focusing on a beach holiday, I'm sure that's something you always think about. You think of Cornwall, you think of Devon, and then you also think about Plymouth. So the Cornwall, Devon, and Plymouth are areas that people always visit when they want to go towards beaches and also holidays and etc. Well, the river Tamar, which forms one of the most ancient borders in Europe, is central Cornish history and identity, making a 1,000-year-old divide between Celtic Kinnow and also Anglo-Saxon England. So like I said, we are focusing a bit about travel, and since we are focusing on UK right now, that is the area that you could always visit if you want to, go for a beachy vacation. So this is located near the Devon's border. The Cornish town sits in the middle of the borderland, and it's the first Cornish town that travelers reach when driving along the A30 from Devon. So if you're driving from Devon or even towards Devon, that's the first town that you will come across, where you can buy multiple things to gift your friends, just so that you went on a holiday. And also, the reason it's called the nation it's called a nation because people there are very proud of their heritage. I mean, that's something we all should be proud of, because where we come from, we bring a lot of emotions, and also different cultures, the way we eat, the way we speak, and everything. So heritage is a main key. So the people in Cornwall, they might say they are British, but you will definitely hear them say they're not English, but they're Cornish. So even Prince Charles, the current Duke of Cornwall, was invested with the title in 1973. So if we are focusing a bit about the history on either of the river, is in black and white as the Cornish flag. During the medieval period, the entire southwest region was a land simmering with discontent against distant monarchs. Even the food serving makes them a nation on their own because of the way they serve, right? So, if we're focusing on the Devon residents, they will serve you scones where they serve the jam scones first and then the cream scones. But then in Cornish residents, they will serve you the cream scones and then the jam scones. So culinary differences aren't the only culture identifies making the Cornish different from English, even though we love the Cornish pastries. The differences in history and the culture can be observant in places, names, languages, sites for Cornish rebellions, and even the layout of the village. So when you visit Cornwall, right, you get this wonderful sites where you can go with your family, your friends, and not just the beach. You can roam around in the cities, the town. It's a wonderful experience where you feel different vibes from different areas, where the show is also called Vibe, right? So moving on for a bit of gossip from the travel, right? So Post Malone is someone that we are all that's someone that we all know. Well, he's making headlines on social media, but not for his music this time, but for his brand new set of teeth. Purely because Post Malone has completely transformed his smile and burned a hole in his pocket, purely because he has spent $1.6 million in his smile. So I think it's not bad to say that Post Malone actually have $1 million smile. So Dr. Connolly teamed up with the cosmetic dentist Naoki, a team of gem cutters at the Diamonds, and the bling experts and Angel City Jewels to give Post Malone his new smile. I mean, who would have thought that Post Malone will be making headlines not for his music, but for his wonderful smile? So you don't need diamond teeth to have $1 million smile. As long as your smile is true and it comes purely from your heart, and you're just true to yourself, your smile will always be $1 million smile. So with that, we are moving on to a bit more gossip about celebrities, music, actresses, and stuff, right? So as we all know, Angelina Jolie is someone who recently got divorced by Brad Pitt, and we are all sad about it because they were indeed a power couple, right? So, she's actually seen leaving ex-husband Johnny Lee Miller's in a Brooklyn apartment. So, as you know, they had pretty, deep history, even though their marriage lasted only for a little time. I mean, everybody was, talking about them, and all the fans are excited just to see, like, will they have any sort of romance and any stories coming up in the future. And Angelina was actually seen arriving at her ex-husband's apartment building in a Friday night, carrying a bottle of wine. And we all know what it might lead up to, but we don't want to get excited. And she arrived at Miller's home just on her own, and not even a bodyguard or anyone, just by herself with a bottle of wine. And she was seen again leaving the apartment just after 3 years. So Angelina is in New York purely because of her birthday celebration, and she arrived with all her 7 kids on June 7th, and she's still there. And that's what the different news outlets have informed us. Also, Miller and Jolie have over 2 decades of history together, and after being casted together in the 1995 film hackers. The two quickly fell in love and they were married in March. So it was a short gap between their relationship. And as you know, it doesn't matter how lengthy your relationship, even if it's like a short-term relationship, you can have your feelings, right? And the marriage didn't last long. The couple separated in 1997. They got married in 1996, and they got divorced in 1997. And I mean, they filed the cases in 1999, which dragged a bit. But both Jolie and Miller have remained single since their splits from Brad Pitt and Hicks. But the fans have mixed emotions, and we don't know what they will be up to. And we hope it works out, because they were a wonderful couple. They were a power couple, just like Brad Pitt and Jolie. And it's something that we can look up to. And let's hope that she stays happy and she does what she wants to do. And no matter what, you should not care what people think. You should always do what's best for you. So you're listening to Relax Radio, and this is your host Sam, and you're listening to Vibe. Just stay tuned with me. We'll go for a short break, and I'll be right back with more gossip.
Climb Mount Everest. That is that's in my bucket list. You're laughing, but that is the facts right there. I'd love to do that. That is something I'm looking forward to do, hopefully.
Climb Everest.
Mount Everest. I mean, okay, not the very tip of Mount Everest, maybe the base camp at least.
They're talking about mental health. Well, if you went out and got some exercise in the fresh air, that would improve your mental health. It will make you feel better.
That's true. That is true. I wholeheartedly agree. But then for some people, it's how do you find the motivation to, especially when it comes to riding a bicycle, to do it again and again and again and again? It's a cycle that you have to be used to. How do you do it? What makes you wake up in the morning and decide, hey, I'm going to pick my bike up today. I'm going to cycle. What makes you want to do that?
What makes me want to do that?
Yeah. What do you like? What could you give listeners, like people listening in right now? What kind of tip could you give them?
Well, the first tip I would give them, if you haven't tried it before, try it. It can open up new horizons. It will make you fitter. It will definitely make you fitter. Cycling is one of the best forms of aerobic exercise you can do.
It sounds like, if you think about it, yeah, it sounds like great fun. Because what essentially you're trying to say is also at the same time, when if you look at it from this perspective, with regards to mental health, especially when you look at it with mental health, this is another way to fight it. I feel like you go outside, you meet more people, you interact with, socially, you will interact with more people, and you're keeping fit, you're making connections, you're breathing in the good and exhaling the bad. I feel like that's a great thing right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got a better way with words than I have, I'll tell you. But you're quite right. What you say there. You're quite right.
I've been doing this for quite some time. Hey, you'll get the hang of it.
I've been doing it for about 10 minutes now, so yeah.
That I can never really understand people staying in one room the whole day when you can have the world to see. I am a traveler. I travel. I love traveling. Traveling is just one of the things I do. And on top of my bucket list was, to one time, hopefully when I get there, go to Nepal and climb Mount Everest. That is that's in my bucket list. You're laughing, but that is the facts right there. I'd love to do that. That is something I'm looking forward to do, hopefully.
Climb Everest.
Mount Everest. Okay, not the very tip of Mount Everest, maybe the base camp at least.
Base camp, yeah.
At least.
Would you be able to cycle there?
Oh.